video. We're recording audio, and hard drive's freaking out because it's doing two things at once. Perfect. Okay, great. Here we go then. It begins. Oh, there it is. In 3, 2, 1. Greetings, fellow delvers, and welcome to There Will Be Dungeons. Yes, that's right. Deep. Well, not deep. Third or fourth episode into season 2. Third, right? Fourth. Third. Yeah, I think you're right. 3 episodes into Delver Season 2, and we're having a great time. Thank you all for coming back and joining us. And hopefully you're sitting there with a hot, steaming cup of tea from phoenixpearltea.com/TWBD. If you haven't checked them out before, now would be a perfect time to do it. Go check them out. That's phoenixpearltea.com/TWBD. Without any further notice, we send it over to Kyle, who will bring us current on what happened last time on There Will Be Dungeons.
First up, everybody make sure you take your long rest. It has been a day since we finished our adventure at the wedding with our fine guest player, Bo Schwartz, the great Dauphin. He has left, having taken his deck with him that he received there.
Yep.
You all returned home, had a rather normal evening, and we'll get into that in a little bit. The next day, you arrive at the guild, and there is a report from the divination group that there's an incoming bulette. You all spread out across the city, all the various Bronze Leaguers in their groups. We met a lot of them in Season 1. This is, of course, the Viper Gang, the Brigand Patrol, the First Sons Brotherhood, the Fine Emissaries, and the Darkest Delvers. You are all positioned around the city of Atemer, ready for this incoming bulette. Roll a investigation check, everybody.
Ooh. Oh, natural 1.
Natural 20 for a 24.
What?
Nice.
Damn it.
Grinkeeper's less than helpful in doing the research today with a 2 contribution. Her mind seems to be elsewhere as school is beginning to ramp up. But Ko leads us through the guild library, looking up information on a bulette. And Ko, you find out about its ability to dig, basically like a shark through the ground. It is a large monstrosity with heavy armor and a very, very powerful bite. You also note a little bit about its habits in life. Usually a mating pair does not stay together. In fact, the female bulette usually eats the male as soon as the act is done. This creature heading towards the town could cause all sorts of damage depending on what sort of section it ends up surfacing in. You also, with your big natural 20, make note that there were holes back in the wells and a number of tunnels winding beneath the city. The bulette might be responsible for some of these tunnels and some of this damage to the wells. However, Splendorbelt, with a natural 1, recalls a time when he entered a tent to see the seer. She looks up from her crystal ball with snakes for eyes, and both of them hiss at Splendorbelt. The 2 snakes coil around the crystal ball, brushing and weaving, looking for the future, and she goes, "Oh, a great curse shall befall you, Splendorbelt." But what that curse was, you don't simply remember, and you're not of any help in this library today.
Oh, poop. Okay.
With this information, you all head out in the streets. All the Delvers have done their various researches, and the groups are positioned about the city. You all are placed in the financial district, in these big limestone buildings, 3 stories high. Splendorbelt, you would have been in this area for the wedding you conducted there at the governor's mansion in the backyard, in sort of the garden beyond.
All right.
So you may have seen this area before, of course, doing some financial dealings. You've probably walked into quite a few of these buildings. But right now on our map here, you guys are outside of the Withers mansion, the Withers estate. This huge limestone blocks, these great kind of Corinthian-style pillars go up, and lining all along the top circle of this stone estate are various statues of old heroes of all the races of the world, the civilized races. And there are barred windows on the many windows that go around, kind of like you might find in DC. It's not like what you would find in a home, concerned about protection, more of just the quality of the building is so great that these bars also suggest a richness inside. You're standing in a open garden area, a park that lies in the middle of the financial district. There's a nice little path that winds past an obelisk that has a small fence around it and a little fountain. And this fountain, it's about 15 by 15 wide, so pretty big, but quite simple in its execution, kind of going up in angled patterns, but not exactly gaudy. No cupids taking a whiz into the water or anything like that, or vomiting snakes or anything of that note. There's a couple of bushes, a couple of trees you'll see around, but you all have been placed in this area. As you wait for reports around town as to where this bulette may be moving, you have freedom to place yourself wherever you'd like. If any of you would like to scale a building for a better view, if any of you would like to put yourself in a advantageous position for the upcoming possibly battle in your district, you can do so now.
I have something a little silly, but Ko's gonna do it. He's gonna move out into kind of the open, and he's gonna take one of his surplus daggers, one of his many daggers. He's gonna stab it into the ground. He's gonna then take a piece of string that he has. He's gonna tie it around the hilt of the dagger. Dagger turned slightly sideways into the ground. And from the string, he's gonna hang a little bell that he owns. And he's gonna let it sit there and act as a potential early warning system should the ground start trembling a bit.
Where do you fashion the bell, the other side of the string to?
So the hilt of the dagger. So tie it around one end, dagger's diagonal sticking out of the ground, string hanging down, and bell hanging from the string.
Oh, so really short string, just kind of like a cell phone dangle kind of thing.
Yeah.
Perfect. So Ko is taking up position there in the middle, watching his bell dagger. Anyone else?
This is this well thing here. I'm going to
a fountain.
Yeah,
in
the
center.
fountain. I'm just going to come around there. Kind of just position myself on the opposite side of Ko. No real strategy in mind, just, be ready.
Grinkeeper?
She'll set herself between Ko and Splendor Belt, have her mace drawn and her shield up, ready to go should anything arise.
You all begin this vigil around noon, coming from the Dungeon Guild up north towards these financial districts and these great, beautiful estates, homes, and business centers that make up the center and wealth of Atomir. The hours tick by. You all, of course, are in your armors with your badges. People walk in and out of the buildings, though nobody's coming in and out of the Withers estate today. They all give you a bit of a cautious eye, but, in a wide berth, nobody really enjoys themselves in the park this day once they sort of realize some guild heroes are working in the area. But nobody really bothers you about that. And as the hours go by, you get on to 3, you get on to 4. And in that time, do you all discuss anything? Entertain yourselves in any ways?
So any more
definitely have moved.
Sorry. Go for it.
Sorry. Ko would definitely have moved, definitely within the first hour. He doesn't have the patience to just completely watch a bell intently. So he's now sitting across from where the bell is, sitting on the fountain, or well, or whatever this is. This is a well, right?
Fountain, yes.
Fountain. He's sitting on the edge, just kind of feet dangling. He's watching it, but he's no longer paying attention, just chatting with his companions.
I would actually have my maces out, and I would be holding them, not like I'm ready to fight, but just have them. They'd just be out to my side. Not looking, not like in a fighting game stance where I'm sort of like going like that, but just sort of, like I'm ready for shit.
Grinkeeper?
Grinkeeper asks about any Snake Island memories. She's got the head of her hammer in the grass. She's kind of leaning against the hammer. Shield hand on her hip, bored, ready to take a nap.
You could make a wisdom check if you would like.
A 9.
You rack your brain. You think about how Ko told you briefly that you were in your beautiful queen dress at the top of the volcano, but no new memories come to you.
Yeah,
and as you sit there,
it's been a while for me too. I haven't really had any.
Splendor Belt?
What? I say, as I look nervous about everything around me.
Snake
Island.
Oh, shit. Yes, what of it?
Do you remember anything?
Oh, no. Just flashbacks. Occasional moments of, oh, hey, this scary thing in my brain, and then poof, goes away. Just happened a minute ago with a lady in it.
Oh, a lady?
Yeah.
What was it of?
A lady. I cannot
she
make sense
doing?
of these.
What was she doing?
Yeah. Well, not making out if you're looking for fun times. Just sort of, being a lady. And
Greenkeeper will kind of nod and ponder what it means to simply be a lady.
I'm going to be a little standoffish about it because I will perceive all of this as me going a little crazy. I don't know anyone else is having this problem but me.
over your conversation, to the east, you see a fireball fly up into the air in the evening sky and explode. Now, thinking about it, you know one particular person in the guild who would possibly use a fireball as a signal and flare, and that would be Dharma from the Five Emissaries, the halfling wizard, who was very proud of their ability to cast said fireballs. As you look on, you see yet another point of light moving deeper into the city. Perhaps a stone launched from a fling, cast with light upon it, rises up into the air, and then falls back down.
But from a different position, as if it has moved.
Exactly, as though something is weaving through the city, coming from the east, and making its way inward.
Do we chase?
Maybe it's on the way here. There does seem to be moving.
Does it seem to be coming our direction? This direction, Kyle? Can we tell?
Make a survival check.
Okay. Wrong tab. All right, here we go. Survival. Come on, baby. An 18.
You look at the positions of both the fireball and the light stone that was cast, and as you look around, the wind is weaving through these buildings a little bit, causing some rustling in the nearby bushes, some trees to bend slightly, but overall it's a pretty calm evening as we get later into the day. But your eyes fall on the fountain itself. And it's tough to pick out, but with your 18, you can start to see the water ringing a little more, rumbling a little bit.
Kind of Jurassic Park style, like little...
Exactly. More so than it was just the water falling into it. And as you stand there and watch, you see Ko's bell start to ring. And Ko, you immediately pick up on that with your high perception.
I think we might get a visitor ourselves. Ko's gonna jump up. He's gonna go and, not that it matters too much, but take kind of a position over here.
Ko takes a position by the decorative obelisk that sits in the middle of this park. And Splendor Belt, you see coming from the east, the road, the pathway begins to break as though something slithers beneath it.
Whoa. That's pretty freaky.
This is a pretty nice area too. I mean, these are limestone tiles that have made up the sidewalks. The road is this deep red, kind of beautiful cobblestone, and it is just being pushed up and aside and cracked by whatever's moving below the ground.
But still low enough that it's not surfacing. We're not seeing, an outer shell of something. We're just seeing the earth being moved, right?
No sign of the creature.
Okay. It could be. The reason I ask, maybe it's just magic. I would hop over to the other side of the fountain, which I've already done. I would move over there just to, get out the way.
Are you pretending to be chill about this, or is this a rather hurried motion?
No, that's a hurried motion. It would freak me out. In real life, by the way, like tremors is literally like a scary thing to me. It's always got.
Well, then I'm gonna enjoy this then.
All right.
It continues and pushes past a tree, which falls over, uprooted from the underground. It begins and continues to slither out in front of the estate.
There goes the tree.
Nice tree. That's way better than what I did.
Was there anything in the book and the information about this creature as to what attracts it, what it's drawn to, what might get it to come to the surface, food, anything like that?
You know that the creature has a tremor sense. It is able to, in a range of 60 feet, feel any movement that is happening above it, below it, around it. In the book that you read, it also discussed the properties of walls and buildings and how one of these creatures might be able to sense someone moving in and upstairs, though of course that'd be dependent on the building, and the building itself would be rumbling, and that may dissuade the creature from actually sensing. But otherwise, it's like a shark. It is a mouth with teeth, and it wants to eat.
Grinkeeper's gonna start running toward it.
Move yourself to where you would head.
That sounds like something she'd do.
I was gonna tell Splendorbelt to start jumping.
The second,
There you go.
the second Grinkeeper takes off running, it immediately changes its path and begins to pursue her. Grinkeeper, you are out in front of it. The ground behind you is breaking up as it goes. Ko, you were thinking about a plan, perhaps? Or now that you've seen Grinkeeper kind of enacted, is that working for you?
Yeah, Ko was gonna go. He was looking at Splendorbelt and he was starting to go split, and then he saw Grinkeeper just go running past. And was, oh, okay, never mind.
Grinkeeper's gonna keep running, by the way, as she sees this thing following her to keep it in the district.
Move yourself to your next location where you would run. Now you have a speed of 30, and you can feel this thing slowly gaining on you, and it's absolutely locked on to your footsteps. It's about 5 feet behind you right now.
It's fast!
You can see the piled earth and the broken stone and the bushes that are being pushed aside, all approaching Grinkeeper's position.
At that call, seeing it coming for her, Ko would start running as well to try and attempt to draw it. And he would go, let's see. He would start going in kind of a northeasternly direction. And wind up about there.
You attempt to run and step heavy, but even having about the same height and a little more build, than Grinkeeper, she is wearing that chainmail. She has a heavy mace with her, and each one of her steps rings even louder than your hooves do. And the creature is not dissuaded by this new target.
Now Ko would yell out, "Splendor Belt, jump up and down!"
I would not do that. I'll tell you what I would do, though. I'd move over here within 30-foot range of each of them. And I would cast on all three of us Bless, which will give everybody, with any of your attack rolls or saving throws, you guys can roll an extra d4 to that number in case you roll shitty, and then you can get better. So I'm casting that now. Bling! All right, everyone has it.
You all benefit from Bless. And as this spell hits you, Grinkeeper, the ground explodes open behind you. This massive cone-shaped head, like a shark that's been smoothed out like stucco into the back. It still has this fin, these great kind of massive elephant front legs, these back little feet with claws upon them like a rhinoceros, but the whole thing is sleek, built to swim through the ground. Explodes up and the mouth opens wide. All these teeth, ring after ring after ring, 5 rows, attempt to bite you. With an 11.
Misses.
Nice.
Over your shoulder, you see it snap. You manage to step to the side. With a 11, that would be in the range of your dexterity. So you easily kind of brush it aside. It swims immediately back into the ground past you and begins to weave about with the end of its movement. Ko, you would be up in the turn order.
All right, seeing that it doesn't consider me a tasty potential target yet, I would start moving back towards everybody. And I would go ahead and use a full dash action to just wind up kind of over by Grinkeeper, once again over by the obelisk.
All taking position around this obelisk at the moment. The broken ground is sort of circling, moving towards that beautiful road, breaking up the cobblestones, and seems to be going for another round attack on Grinkeeper in a moment. But Grinkeeper, it is your turn.
All right. Being the target and keeping the bullet's attention, she's going to jog backward, facing where the bulette is, and she's going to ready a lightning javelin stab for the next time it pops up out of ground.
Sounds good. Splendor Belt.
Oh, Splendor Belt just had his browser crash. I'm sorry. Hold on. I got to get the map.
Splendor Belt just shuts down.
Everything just Chrome just took a giant poop. All right. All right, back to looking here. So, can you tell me the tip of this thing is over here? Whoops, let me get the laser. Is right here right now, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So that is it, kind of angling around through the ground, making it back to Grinkeeper, who has taken a few steps back.
Okay. All right. I'm going to move to around here. And with the best of my ability, even though we can't really see it, I'd like to at least try to target it with a spell. Hold on. I've got to get D&D Beyond back up. There we go. I'd like to target it with a cantrip and see if Sacred Flame does anything to this creature.
All right, what's my dex?
Your dex saving throw would be a 14.
With a 16, it manages to stay underground. The Sacred Flame does kind of come down against the ground, but with no creature exposed above at the moment, there's nothing for it to strike.
Okay.
Though you do get the feeling that your deity, Paylor, is absolutely into smiting this thing and all for you.
Okay. That's it. That's my movement and action. I'll hang out over there behind Ko a little bit.
The creature rounds about. Grinkeeper, having backed up, has placed a tree between it and herself, and it runs underneath that tree and surfaces yet again to make a big bite attack. But before it does so, Grinkeeper, you have a ready to action.
Yes, she chucks. Oh, I rolled damage already because it was so good. She chucks her javelin of lightning to see if she can stab its underbelly. Because it's coming up, right?
So with an underbelly attack, you'd have to go pretty low. So are you trying to like bowl it underneath, or do you want to sort of embed it in the ground, phalanx style, and try to catch it?
She would sweep it down low and bring it up, make a U with the arc of the javelin.
Okay. What'd you get on that attack?
10.
That is a miss. You attempt to throw it down into the ground, and it does. It just sticks right in that ground, pushed aside, off to the side, recoverable there to your left. But the bulette emerges with its massive mouth and snaps at you with another bite attack. A 17 versus your AC.
That's a miss.
A miss. Nice.
Would it take lightning damage, though?
Well, you didn't hit with the lightning attack. Or, oh, wait, hang on. Because you threw it.
It must make a DC 13 Dex saving throw, taking 4d6 lightning on a failed save.
Sounds good. Yeah, so the lightning can still ring out despite the javelin itself kind of falling to the side and hitting the ground. I got a 17.
Cool. So 4d6. Let me roll that. All right, 15 lightning damage.
15 lightning damage. The energy shocks through the creature, and it freezes, much like when you grab something of electricity, and doesn't burrow beneath ground afterwards. The lightning javelin sticking in like a lightning rod, just shocking the thing, leaving it exposed above ground. Ko, you are up. The creature's back is to you.
All right, Ko is going to run up behind it, and 2 now psychic blades erupt from his hands.
Whoa.
He's going to try and stab with both of them. The first one with a 25 to hit.
Is a hit.
All right, that's going to be a total of 19 psychic damage for the first strike. That includes the sneak attack damage.
Excellent.
And then for the second one, that's going to be a 26 to hit for an additional 7 points of psychic damage.
An excellent series of blows, 26 damage in total, go into the back, this sort of stumpy tail of this beast. Splendor Belt. Or is there anything else you would like to do? Do you have any bonus actions you want to use? Or
Nope, that's it.
Splendor Belt, you are up. You are currently hiding behind the obelisk as Ko and Grinkeeper have surrounded it, shocking it with a lightning rod of sorts and stabbing it in the back.
All right, I'm going to move. I'm going to sweep around Ko here. I'm going to, whoops. Let me pick that up. I'm going to come around here, toe to toe right here. And we're going to go for a couple of physical attacks. And
Face mace.
let's do Crandall Face Mace. 1 and 2. Actually, no, I only get one of those, don't I? Do I get 2? Because I have dual weapon. Don't I get to do 2 actions if I have?
Yes. Anybody can make a dual weapon attack.
Okay. If I have 1 in each hand, right? That's how that works.
Although I think it does require that it has to be a finesse weapon.
Oh, that is true, perhaps.
Yeah, I think you're right. Hold on. Proficiency bonus.
They could be. I don't know that they're not. I believe that is a requirement for it.
Well, they're called Crandall Face Maces, which is a customized weapon. I don't see anything in there that says anything about it being finesse.
take a look real quick.
Light mace, simple one-handed melee weapon, and a light mace offhand weapon. So can be used in the offhand.
Okay.
But are these heavy maces or light maces would be the question.
Well, I mean, I can tell you my original intent was dual wield, 2 actions, use them both. But this is the first time I've had to actually face this problem. So I don't know. Given that they're custom weapons and they aren't specifically finesse, categorically anyway, I guess I'll leave it to you.
I have it right here. When you take the attack action and attack with a light melee, that's what it is. I think it has to be light.
Oh, well, these are definitely light.
A light melee weapon you're holding, you can use a bonus action to attack with a different light melee weapon you're holding in the other hand.
Awesome.
You don't add your ability modifier to the damage bonus for the second one.
Right.
So that's what it is.
For the second roll.
Just have to be light, and you don't get the bonus.
Okay. Well, here's the first one, which I do get the bonus. I get a +6 to that, so here comes. And 16.
That is a miss.
Damn
you bang
it.
off its exterior.
Son of a goat. Okay. Then I attempt with the other hand to swing with a non-bonus d20. Hold on. A 14. That's going to miss. So whiff on both those.
So the 2 maces ring on the creature's back. Koa's just slicing up, immediately going straight through the tough exterior with these psychic blades, causing damage to the creature. And as you hit it, and then like he's playing bongos, Splinterbelt runs up behind and boom, and it boom, kind of rings out through the courtyard here, but does no damage.
All right. End of turn. I will stay there, squared in my position.
The creature immediately.
Wait! I just realized. I get a +4 to that 16 because that spell's still going. Bless is still going.
Was Bless on attacks?
It's on anything. It's on both
attack
attacks
rolls. Okay,
and
so you get
saves.
to add a D4. Let's go back in time a moment, and you can roll a D4 on that 16 and that 14.
So that's a 20. That's a 20 for the first one, not natural.
Whenever a target makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends. Okay, cool. So it is constant. You don't have to.
Should go for the full minute, right? Whatever it is. All right, so I got. So it's a non-natural 20 for the first hit.
Wait, whoop. 20s. A D4.
Well, yeah, I added a D4 to a 16, and you said I missed the first time.
Oh, you got a 4, so you hit.
Okay, so I hit. I'm still using those rolls unless you want me to fresh roll. I can do fresh roll.
That's perfectly fine. What about the second attack? How did that do?
Second attack was a 14, so another 4, so 18.
Okay, cool.
So
those are both hits then.
All right, so I'm going to give you the damage on the first one. Ooh, a 6. +3, 9.
And then the second attack would just be the dice itself without the bonus.
With no bonus. Here goes. It's 1d6 +3. Oh, that's just without the 3, right?
Yep. So just a d6.
So a 2.
Cool. 11 points of damage. So what was initially a boom, 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 kind of holy light empowers them, and they sort of lift up again against your will, kind of like how drummers, they let it bounce in their hands, not holding it still.
Right.
They let it kind of ride, and the bonk kind of bind and come down together in this slam of holy energy, empowered by your god's blessing, and you deal 11 points of damage to the back of the creature.
Very cool. Thank you for letting me rewind that for my spell. I totally forgot.
Absolutely. The bulette immediately burrows underground, pushing aside the earth underneath, and it collapses behind them. But since they're moving out of your area, everybody surrounding this bulette gets a attack of opportunity.
Sweet.
Nice.
A 23.
Is a hit.
Hold on.
That's 6 more psychic damage from Ko.
All right.
26.
Hit.
A 6.
That'll be a miss.
Damn it.
damage from the Warhammer.
Grinkeeper squeezes on another 8. Excellent. And it burrows underground. It uses its movement, slithering underground and performing a great loop that brings it close to the Withers estate, knocking down the trees in front and cracking the front steps.
Maybe Withers isn't going to be happy about this.
It would be your turn. The bulette would be located. The current break is under here, though it's not exposed above ground.
All right, Ko is gonna just, in anticipation of it going by, we're gonna attempt something where he's gonna move over kind of what he perceives to be the potential path of the creature, and he is going to just ready an action that if something bursts forth, he's gonna make an attack.
Sounds good. Grinkeeper.
All right, Grinkeeper's gonna run on over as far as she can to where the bulette has headed, and she's going to ready her attack action.
So are you getting out in front of Ko, or are you standing next to him? Or are you meeting the bulette where it is currently underground?
She'll be on the side of Ko. She doesn't want to block him from being able to attack.
Okay, sounds good. And Splendor Belt?
Sorry, muted. I'm going to go right. Oops, why isn't it working here? Token. I'm going to follow them and be kind of right with them. So, like right here. Right behind her.
Ko, this is all happening in real time, of course. So you run over, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop on your hooves. But as Grinkeeper, coom, 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 in her big chainmail boots and all her armor, and Splendor Belt with his massive bulk, go, 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 you immediately see the creature originally kind of targeting you, and it switches and turns towards Splendor Belt and Grinkeeper. And at its current point, it digs about 15 feet forward before it uses an action, so lovingly called Deadly Leap, and launches like a dolphin out of the water up into the air, 15 feet in the air, and is flying at all of you with its mouth just wide open like a sperm whale, just ready to catch all of you inside. However, you have all readied actions, and it is currently flying through the air at you. Let them loose. What are you gonna do?
Whose turn?
I'm gonna hit it with some psychic blades.
We'll do it in order here. So Ko will be first.
No, that's a natural 1 for a total of 8.
The creature catches you off guard, and your blades dispel from your hands as you sort of jump backwards, seeing this huge ton creature, the size of an elephant now, flying through the air at you. Grinkeeper.
I'm gonna chuck 2 javelins at it because she now can take 2 attacks when she uses her attack action.
Are you machine gunning with one arm? Do you have one in each hand and you kind of wha wha? Or do you do some sort of spin thing?
No, she still has her shield up, so it's just machine gun with one arm.
So just straight out of the big quiver in the back and just pew, pew.
All right, first one's a 25.
Ooh, nice.
12 damage.
12 damage.
That's great.
The javelin catches it in the cheek and gives it a great new piercing.
Second one's a 21.
That's a hit. No.
And I can add 1d4 to it.
Yeah. So and
24.
for anyone at home, technically a ready to action can't be a combo attack, but since this is Grinkeeper's action, let's roll with it.
So
That's
the
what
ready
I was about to. That was what I was about to ask. Is
yeah.
As part of for the double attack, as part of an action, I can use a bonus action. So would I get the offhand strike with it?
That's true. We already did Ko. So let's only go with the first attack, Grinkeeper.
Oh man, I was
Okay.
trying to get an extra one, and I ended up costing you one instead.
All right,
That
we gotta figure
backfired.
this out sometimes.
Oops.
So you got 12 javelin damage, that new piercing through its cheek. Splendor Belt, the creature is still flying through the air.
All right. We are going to cast everybody's favorite Sacred Flame. And you need to make a Dex 14 save here. So here we go. Or you tell me what you get first.
I got an 18.
That definitely saves. Even with my +4. No, how does that work? No, that's
That would
only
be
if I
a
have to
save
do a
on my
save.
part, so you
Yeah.
can't use that bless because I'm the one saving.
Right, you're saving. I'm not saving.
You can't
Okay.
unbless me. What would that curse me? I guess that would
It
be.
would curse you, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't have a bonus action, so that's my attempt at whiffing it.
The bulette flies through the air and lands on top of everybody grouped together. Everyone make a DC 16 strength or dexterity saving throw. You get to choose. Do you try to push it out of the way and save yourself, or do you do a dodge roll?
So strength, you say strength or dexterity?
Correct. You get to choose.
Okay. So don't forget, everybody, you got your plus D4 if you need it.
I have a 25 on the dex save.
Shit. If I had the 4... what is that, 10? Yeah. I got a 10 on strength, by the way. That's with a +3 plus another +4 roll. I still rolled so shitty. Gosh dang it.
Potato strength.
Oh,
There
it's
you
such
go.
potato strength.
I got a 14 plus the 2 from the D4, 16.
Damn it.
16, so you're spot on. Ko, you manage to roll aside, and as it lands, it launches bits of rock and dirt towards you. Now, I know you have some abilities, but right now you're about to take 14 points of bludgeoning damage from it landing near you, though not directly upon you.
Yeah, I mean, I can do uncanny dodge, and I can reduce that by half.
Cool, so 3.5 of that would be bludgeoning, 3.5 of that would be slashing, as it were.
Okay, so 7 damage is
Yep.
what we're looking at here. Got
In case you had anything else on your person. Grinkeeper, you take 14 points of damage as well, 7-7 split there, but managed to you did a strength check, right? So you managed to kind of put your arms up and let it push you aside, though you still receive the impact on your body of it landing. But Splendor Belt is landed directly on top of, is knocked prone and crushed for 28 points of damage.
Oh my gosh, 28?
Ooh.
Damn it. Okay.
Don't worry, I will catch.
All right. That'll put me at 10.
As it looks right now, the creature is standing on top of Splendor Belt. Big elephant foot kind of on top of his loins. And Grinkeeper, you're the one with your strength kind of holding its head up. It looks like it's just about to just give a little bend sideways on the head and just chomp down on this creature that it would definitely have advantage on, as well as some other bonuses against this fallen creature to the ground. You're the one sort of holding it off, but Ko, you're up first. You've rolled to the side. You are off to the right of the creature, thereby where the javelin is extending out of its cheek.
All right, let's give it another psychic stab. Relight those blades. Okay. Let's do... Do I have to call it an aimed strike before I roll? I probably do, right? Or can I do it retroactively?
Let's check. Aim strike is a bonus action. You give yourself advantage on your next attack roll on your current turn. You can use this bonus only if you haven't moved during your turn. So it looks like on your next attack, so you'd have to do it in advance.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and roll my d4. I don't think I'm going to hit with this no matter what. Yeah, it's a 16 to hit on the main attack. So, I don't think that's going to cut it. But we do get an offhand attack because we're not using the bonus action. So, let's try that and hope for something better. 13 plus the 4. It's a 14 to hit. So, a double miss.
Ko attempts to stab the creature in the side, but he's kind of battling the javelin, which is also swinging around his face. So he's sort of ducking this javelin, as well as attempting to penetrate the creature's armor. And it takes up his turn. Greenkeeper, you're up.
All right. So what part of the bullet? The front, the mouth, the side? It's holding the head up is what you said, right? The bottom of the jaw?
Right. You kind of have it by this would be the left side of the schnoz. So kind of the upper left cheek is what you have a hold of at the moment. That's what you caught to kind of push yourself aside, taking half damage.
All right. She's going to grapple and pull harder on that left side to see if she can get its head further away from Splunderbelt.
Sounds good. Let's do a strength contest. I got a 14.
17.
All right. You manage to kind of hook your fingers up into its cheek, there by its gums, and just pull like you're doing the best rowing exercise ever. And that takes it over on top of you. You manage to kind of walk backwards with it, and the creature slides sideways, its face embedding into the ground next to Splunderbelt. Splunderbelt, it is now your turn. The creature's eyeball is directly on the ground next to you. Its foot now kind of lopsided, but still atop you.
And the eyeball's pretty exposed. Like there's not a lot. I mean, there's no like lids around it. It's just sort of a big eyeball, right?
Yeah, like a whale, or in this case, a shark. There's just this black dead eye on the center, but all of its armor and plating doesn't cover it.
All right. I would whip out my staff of the python. And assuming it's within melee reach. Let's see, where am I? Yeah, it is. I would abandon my plans to to heal myself and instead thrust this thing into its eyeball as hard as I can.
As you do so, do you activate the python?
No.
Okay.
Because that's just, well, let me ask you a question since we haven't used it before. When I activate the python, does it still, it's still a staff, or it's fully a snake at that point?
You can revert it back to snake form at will.
But when in snake form, I get that bonus 1d8 plus 3 on top of my 1d6 plus 3, right? If I win the roll.
Oh, that actually is its versatile capability. So that is just noting that a staff can be wielded one-handed for a 1d6 plus 3,
yeah.
Or you can dual wield it for more power at a 1d8 plus 3.
Oh.
But it would take both your hands.
Yeah, it would take both hands. Well, that's fine. I'd probably use both hands. Yeah, let's not go full Python yet, because I just don't know how that would work. The goal here is to pierce that eye and blind it. Hopefully puncture it. Get a bunch of goo out of it.
All right. Let's make a Staff of the Python melee attack at 1d8 plus 3.
All right, here we come. Here's to hit. 18, 19, 20. Not natural if you add the 4.
It's a 1d4, though. Don't always add a 4.
Oh, yeah, I'm dumb. Hold on.
To roll the little pyramid.
No, I'm being dumb. I'm being dumb. Hold on. Sorry. 1d4. I keep thinking just add 4.
Paylor loves you, but not that much.
Not that much, no. Okay, 2. So, 18.
You succeed.
Okay.
And you stab that Staff of the Python with its little, carved snake head and its little carved teeth right into its eye.
There we go. Awesome. Let's see. Let's me roll for damage. So since I'm using both hands, though, I get the 1d8 plus 3 instead of the 1d6 plus 3, right?
Exactly.
Okay. 6.
You stab it in the eye for 6 points of damage, and it immediately busts.
Sweet.
Like, like a creamer at your favorite Denny's. It pools out and all over its side cheek, running down to the javelin, which is also sticking out.
Nice. That's what I wanted. Okay. That is my action, and I don't think I'll move because I don't want to incur a opportunity attack, so I will stay there.
Grinkeeper, join me in a strength roll, if you will.
Of course. 15.
15. All right. Grinkeeper, you're going for a bit of a ride.
Oh,
Go.
boy.
You may make a opportunity attack if you wish.
Sweet.
Or wait, hang on. No, that was on your previous turn. You made a reaction to reduce your damage. We're good.
Yeah. A 23.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Okay, so far it's 5 psychic damage. Let me just see the rules for sneak attack real quick to see if I get it. Once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to one creature you hit with an attack if you have advantage or you have the other person within range. So this would count because I haven't gotten it this round because I missed on both my hits. This is the first time I'm doing damage this round, so I would think I would get the sneak attack on it, right?
I'm down for it. It says on your turn, we might want to look that up later, but for now, let's let that loose.
That bumps it up to 16 psychic damage.
Nice. All right. Grinkeeper, you're holding on to the cheek. You have pulled it aside, and it attempts to press off of Splendorbelt. Splendorbelt, you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as it launches off your body that it's been standing on and dives into the ground beyond. Grinkeeper, you hold on to the cheek, which kind of leaves you sliding a little bit, and you grab its back fin, and you're now riding it through the ground as it slithers up and around between the pillar, between the fountain, and starts to move. But as it slithers, as it breaks this ground, it begins to slow down. A javelin also wiggling above ground, and you see it kind of and break off. And the creature slows down until eventually it surfaces, crunching the ground above, and just all the liquids come pouring out of that eye that Splendorbelt stabbed, and it lays limp on the ground.
Grinkeeper spits dirt out of her mouth.
The great hardy clumps of grass emerge from Grinkeeper's elbows and armpits, and all in the chain, there's just this pressed earth. But the bulette lies slain.
Nice. I'm
Good job, everyone.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself, just to kind of get in a little bit better place, and I'll do that at level 2 for 14 points of healing. Bling! All right, more comfortable place to be.
Co-having.
Gonna... Oh,
Go for it.
yes. Yeah, I'm gonna
Go
go
for it.
get some trophies.
All right.
This is a
I
shock.
mean, this thing's like a land shark, so I think you gotta go with teeth. People gotta
Sounds
make
good.
necklaces out of that and stuff, and sell it at a high markup. Let's get some teeth.
There are a lot of teeth to be had. Let's see if it actually gives a number. Nah, just 5 rings of teeth. So, how many teeth does a shark have? $3,000 teeth in a shark.
Jeez.
Okay, I
Really?
don't know if we need that many, but we take a lot. There's a handful. We got a big old handful of teeth.
That's crazy.
All right,
Is that true? That's true, I guess. right?
On a great white shark. Yeah, I mean, some of those, of course, are the teeth in waiting for when they lose a tooth. So kind of up in the gums, being processed because it never stops growing new teeth.
Yeah.
But yeah, about 3,000 in their mouth at one time with multiple rows behind the jaws.
That is nutty. Wow. I don't know why I'm so surprised by that, but...
So, Ko can basically fashion enough necklaces to satisfy an entire spring break.
Nice.
You begin to pull out those teeth. Splendorbelt gets himself healed in the background. Grinkeeper attempts to dust themselves off and de-earth their chainmail a bit. And you hear some commotion. People cheering from windows. People onlooking. Some happy news at the falling of this shark that has wrecked the area in front of the Withers estate.
Grinkeeper will wave proudly, stand tall as she brushes off the last bits of grass.
As he works, seeing the adulation, Ko pulls his little scarf up to conceal the lower part of his face.
One brave soul, a half-elf, speeds towards you, Grinkeeper. He's got fine robes and a little workman's hat, and he's carrying in front of him a scroll of parchment. Marty Reppin, 8 news. Tell me, what happened here?
We just killed a bulette.
A bulette in the middle of town.
As you can see.
What's the names, heroes? What should we call you in the paper?
The Darkest Delvers.
The Darkest Delver's a fine name. Though isn't Delver the lowest rank available at the guild?
But the most proud.
We're elevating it.
I see. And the names of the individuals here. Can I get them for the paper?
Yes, Grinkeeper.
Grinkeeper, huh?
Crandall Splendorbelt.
Crandall Splendorbelt, oh.
Soon to be king of potato in all of land.
King of potatoes in all the land.
Yes. You watch for it. I'm telling you now, it's going to be huge.
And you there?
Why don't you just list a mysterious rogue? There's no need to print a name.
Well, most rogues like to be mysterious anyway. You might get confused with some others, but okay. Oh, it's good to know the financial district's under such good hands. My compliments to the guild and to the rest of you. Good luck to you. And Marty Reppin heads out. As he leaves, Ko, you kind of look at the area around you, this great serpentine breaking of the pathways and the park here that is wound down about through the streets around to the front of the Withers estate, knocking over the trees, breaking the steps. But there in front of the steps, the ground has collapsed a bit, and there's a 3-foot opening, and underneath you see darkness, a room, a cavern.
I'm gonna stand up, kind of go over, check it out, pull out the drift globe. Maybe, there's enough room for the drift globe to go in there, right?
Yeah, it's a small little object. No
Yeah.
bigger than 6 inches.
Roll that in there and see what I can see.
The orb heads down underground and illuminates a space. And from this angle, you can see a workstone floor and a large stone slab. Like a table, but made of stone, elevated in the room.
Look at this. Everyone, come here, look at this.
I'll go over there.
Yeah.
Is there enough room for Ko to slide down into the room?
It's 3 feet wide. You could fit. You could wiggle on down there.
Ko's gonna slip in. Let's check it out.
Ko slithers on in. Are you just gonna fall flat once you kind of get your feet through, or are you gonna suspend yourself with something?
Let's go ahead and is there anything I could tie the sash to up here? Any anchor point?
I could hold it for you.
There you
Okay, there's the anchor point. Hold the sash out to Grinkeeper.
Grinkeeper wraps it around her arm 3 times. Make sure it's secure.
And climb on down.
So you find yourself in a 15 by 25 foot long room, and this 10 foot long, 5 foot wide stone slab sits in the middle. For such a ancient looking room, it seems undusty, rather clean. In fact, as you look around with your drift globe, eyeing the corners, you even see some modern scraps, some leather that isn't entirely decayed. You see some snack wrappers from a meal that someone may have had down here recently. And back towards the Withers estate, you see a wooden door, a thick wooden door.
So it's the impression I get is that this is tied to the Withers estate underground in some way, perhaps.
Correct.
Is there anything I can discern about this room's use and purpose, looking around at it?
Make a investigation check.
A 19.
You eye the room and you see some water pooled around the sides of the room. You follow that bit of leather scrap, and it seems to be well made. And you see some additional hanging under that stone slab, connected up in even, like straps would be run across the top of the slab, secured from underneath.
Let me go up to the door, sort of check it. Is it locked? Is it sealed in any way?
It's got one of those handles where you grab and kind of press the button downward at the same time. And as you push that, you can feel that it's locked. There doesn't seem to be any keyhole on this side.
Well, I don't think I'm curious, but I don't think there's any reason to be necessarily suspicious. At least not enough to go breaking and entering at this point. Ko will come back and climb up the sash and let everybody know what he saw. It is very strange. Down there is a slab. It seems like they have a means to fasten people or something to it, at least. And it seems like it's being used and connected to the Withers estate.
What are we to do with it? Take it back?
Yeah, we report it?
I think we just report it. It's not anything that I think we should necessarily pry into, but it is strange.
As you all huddle and have this meeting, various heroes from the association, bronze leaguers, even wood leaguers who have been used for lookout, begin to follow the broken cobblestone into your courtyard here. And coming around the corner, you see Edgar Boonfellow leading the way. Ah! Oh, look at that! Look at that one! And he goes over and gives it a slap across it, like just slapping the meat of this bulette. Dharma comes running up, halfling, tripping on her robes.
We
Her
saw your fireball.
Ah, I'm too late. I wanted to fireball the thing for real.
Dominic reads the Brigand Patrol with Hiroshi the Tabaxi, with Yalora the Wood Elf, all come around the corner as well. Everyone following the commotion, following the great breaks in the ground, and they all stand around your kill, talking about it, cheering about it. You hear a lock turn behind you, Ko, and the door opens at the Withers estate. Do you all do anything?
Do we all hear it, or just he hears it?
He would be the one who hears it with his advanced perception.
Okay.
Greenkeeper's just being like, oh yeah, that was great. Let me tell you all about it. Everyone got a hit. It was awesome.
Ko's gonna turn around and observe. He's gonna watch.
You see Mr. Withers, as you knew him, riding in the cart out to Skull Keep, emerge from his estate. He's wearing his fine evening robes, has little slippers on, his great kind of reddish beard pulled out to the side in two tied knots. He looks like he was ready for bed, even. 4:30 or so in the afternoon, as it may be. And he grabs himself by his sides, a great kind of golden pocket watch chain running across his chest to his lower pocket. Oh my, and begins to walk down the steps, eyeing the destruction behind him. Oh dear.
Ko would go ahead and approach him.
You must be. I do apologize. It's been some time since we met so long ago.
Yes, the Darkest Delvers.
Of course, the very men who cleared my keep.
That's correct. I'm curious. We must apologize for the damage, though you will be happy to know that the creature has been dealt with. I couldn't help but notice there is a significant amount of damage here, and Ko would kind of motion towards it.
Such things will happen in the line of work.
It seems to be going directly into your own property. I believe that's a room connected to your estate, no?
My estate is quite old, many rooms of which I have not fully explored since such time. It's very old. Used to be the financial building before I took it over. Of course, all roads lead to Withers, they say.
I mean, perhaps you might want to conscript the guild then, because whoever is accessing this room, if not you, is doing so recently, not long ago.
I assure you, the Delvers, that this will be handled with care. However, I do not wish to endure the history of my family again. You do understand, of course.
Well, if you need anything, you know where the guild is. And
Of
if
course.
we need anything, we know where to find you.
I see. Yes, of course. As one of the guild's chief financiers, I am well aware of the jobs you can all perform and will make use of your services. Good luck to you, boy.
And he gives you a large, fatty hand pat on the shoulder.
It was good to see you again. We won't be long. You can return to... Ko kind of look around at the early evening sky. Bed at this hour. I apologize if we were too loud.
Not at all. I have been quite busy preparing the finances for the Bronze Ball, of which you know that I am an important part of, yes?
Yes, of course.
Of course you do. Good night to you. Thank you. And big, gaudy, kind of like rubber bandy wave goes out. Thank you, heroes. Thank you. And he starts making his way back up his steps, kind of tripping a little bit on the broken part. Oh.
Hate this guy. I love your interpretation of him, but I hate him.
Pretty slimy.
Yeah.
He goes back up. Ko, you hear the lock click on his door.
Well, now I am extremely suspicious.
Oh, yeah? Explain.
I mean, he's obviously lying. He's saying that room is not seeing any use, and he's not aware of all the rooms in his own house.
Yeah, it does
That
seem
part
fishy.
does not surprise me, but this room has been used.
Yes, it's fishy for man who owns it to say these.
Either way, we will report it to the guild. There's perhaps no business of ours to go investigating independently. There's, at the very least, no money in it.
Boonfellow runs up to you. Wow, what are you guys gonna do with it?
Leave it for cleanup.
For cleanup? The fin alone. Could I have it?
What are you going to do with it?
Soup.
As long as we get some.
This is such a waste of an insight check. I never roll them, and I'm like, is he really gonna make bulette soup? So
I need to know this.
I need to know. 14.
This is important.
Boonfellow seems rather excited for you all, and in fact, in some of the stories you've heard after some of his missions, he has a tendency to use the guild kitchens to make a sort of celebration meal for everyone. However, he does also have a tendency to cook rather poorly.
Oh.
That's too bad.
The heart behind it.
Yeah. The main ingredient is love.
Yeah, it counts for something.
If you are going to make enough for everybody, then by all means.
Of course, wouldn't have it any other way. Brotherhood, let's cut it off, huh?
And you see them start, to grab one side of the sword, kind of grab the other, and start like lumberjacks trying to get through that tough exterior. As that happens, so many names, excuse me. Hiroshi, the tabaxi, makes his way over to you and gives a little nod, the curtest of brief nods at Splendor Bell as he passes you, making his way over to Ko. So you have talked directly to Alexander before.
Yes, we were involved in a mission for his family at one point.
Alexander Vanderbuck Withers is not to be trifled with. Those that have messed with him before find themselves in court.
What do you mean messed with?
There's a gnat in my ear. You will excuse me. He kind of picks at it.
Okay. I see where that's going.
It is a mark of a coward to do battle through such means, but it is simply a matter of us catching up. Nothing hostile.
I only look out for your best interest, Elvers. Splendor-belt. And he walks away.
Jeez, what you do?
I don't know.
What you do to Hiroshi?
I don't know why.
My
he's mad at me.
goodness, man.
I love it.
The memories might come back to you a bit, if you thought about it.
Okay.
But there have been some slights towards Hiroshi in the past, it seems.
We don't remember anybody we meet. That might have something to do with it. Everyone we meet is for the first time, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
The bulette is being cut up by the happy and bombastic Boonfellow, and he heads back to the guild with his fin to prepare soup for all after this all bronze mission. You all head back to the guild as well and give your report. And your report is directly to Cassius as you approach the desk. Delvers, very good to see you. How was the hunt?
It was great.
Fantastic.
Ko lays down a spread of teeth across the table, although he's going to sentimentally save 3.
Oh, keep
All
it for
right.
yourself, eh?
Aw.
I like that.
Ah, a sharp one, was it?
4, actually. Thought about it some more.
Lays out the teeth, takes 3.
Spreads them out, and then slowly slides one back across the table towards him.
Very good. We'll be sure to make an array. You have yourself, Ko, supplied many of the trophies that are taking up the chest these days. The display is heavy with the work of the delvers.
I like to think we do our part. Leave our mark.
Now, of course, you normally submit this in paperwork. Tell me, why have you all approached me directly with this after summary?
We encountered something a little odd, perhaps worth mentioning. During the battle, the foundation at the Withers estate was damaged. And in order to inspect the damage and ensure the safety of anybody living within, we investigated to make sure that there were no incidents. What we found was a very strange room under the Withers estate, sealed away with a table, leather straps, as if to bind something to the table. A room that has seen clearly some use due to some latent snack wrappers and interesting upkeep. Though, when he made an appearance, Withers himself denied even knowing this room existed. It is a bit odd, though maybe nothing I am certainly very curious about it.
Well, this is a spicy story, isn't it? And you, Splendor Belt, did you see this room?
Sort of. Not small enough to see in a way that Ko saw it, but we are of one eye, this group. So yes, I back it all up.
Grinkeeper, did you sense anything?
I sensed victory.
Distracted by a fine show there in the courtyard, I understand. Well, I shall think on this. I've been curious for a time as well about this Withers. And he grabs up the teeth and starts heading to the back room. We will talk more when the time is right. Enjoy your celebration, however. You all are heroes of the day.
Thank you.
And do you all partake in the celebration that is happening here as Boonfellow is kind of pushed aside Groinhammer and has taken over the kitchen yet again? Groinhammer's serving his various drinks. The entire bronze congregation is filling up the tavern, the guild, with a din of conversation. Woodleaguers come in and out, dropping off their various dark mantle and rat quests for the day, getting caught up in the party of it all.
Yes, celebrate.
Yeah. Ko would stay and celebrate for a bit.
I would
Wouldn't
too.
go too late, but would stay for a while.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink or do any of that. I'd sit in the corner, kind of arms folded, and enjoy the sights of revelry.
All right. that's where we'll take our break.
Very nice. All right, you guys, we're taking a break. When we come back, more. So come back in a moment. More like 8 to 10 minutes. All right, we'll see you all in a second.
This is fantastic.
Oh, great. Where you count buses? The bus counting?
No, not the bus counting, the dinosaurs.
Oh, the dinosaurs. Got it. Sorry.
Look at this. Look at this. It's got Christopher Reeves in it.
All right, I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I wonder if the dinosaurs hold up at all in this thing.
Probably not.
I just looked up the video I watched. It was Vitzi's dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Take a look at this host.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow. That is that Vitzi or?
Yeah, that's Vitzi Video Sitter Dinosaurs.
Oof. Okay.
Here's the cover of that fine VHS.
Here, chat room, you can see this thing. Oh, whoops.
Oh my gosh. That's intense.
Wow. All right.
Mine was actually kind of terrifying. Here, oh, hold on.
Mine won't open.
Link. Scott, I want you to go to this link if you have just a second.
Okay, go.
And look at the timestamp. It's about 30 minutes and 59 seconds in. Like, this was intense for a kid to watch this dinosaur movie. Although it looks good. Like, these dinosaurs, they're not Jurassic Park, but you know, it holds up. And look at that T-Rex. That T-Rex is kind of freaky.
That's some solid stop motion.
There. Now I can see it. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, I may have shown this.
Oh my gosh.
That is funding.
31 minutes and 24 seconds. There's just the most brutalized corpse of an animal I've ever seen in a kid show.
Wow, look at that. I think I'm going to watch this for my own benefit.
You could wind up.
All right. Nice stuff. Good find.
Right. I'm
Well
gonna
done.
I'm gonna watch that too. Go down memory lane.
Okay. Well, on that note,
All right.
we are back.
Sure.
We're really back, everybody. So let's dive back in. Kyle, back to you.
We enjoy the revelry of the evening, and let's see. Boonfellow rolls himself a 17 on preparing the bulette fin soup. So it's not a bad output into the evening. Everyone enjoys the wines, the beverages that are passed around. The all bronze operation goes off without a hitch, without any lives lost to the bulette. You all gain 450 gold as part of your operation fee. And we're into the week. Grinkeeper's a little busy, so you all end up taking about 2 days to yourselves. And that's what we're going to talk about now. We're going to go through that time a little bit. First up, Splendor Belt.
Yes.
You returned to what you called Potato Grove? You had several names for it. Have you decided what the name of your estate is going to be? Your farmstead?
Nothing finalized yet, but the closer I get to, it actually functioning and being in full production, I'll have something solid. But right now, it's potato. What did we say last time?
Potato pastoral.
No, it's something
Potato
else.
pasture.
Potato growth.
Spud buds.
What was it? What'd you say?
Spud buds.
Spud buds. You know what? Sure. For now, the tentative title is Spud Buds, but it'll probably change.
It's a beautiful day at the Spud Budge Ranch. You have the paperwork, the deed to the land here.
Yeah.
Actually, let me go ahead and I'll grab you a link to our farm here as well, and we can kind of take a look at it. Have you taken advantage of any of the upgrades or made any purchases? The guild provided you with contacts as well as pricing to the various things you could do with your land here, including, building an entire chapel or graveyard, or if you wanted to put together a moat, a castle, and the outrageous costs in gold that it would cost to take care of that. 10,000 gold pieces is the price to repair the tower itself. But getting the building, the wooden building up and running, would only cost you about 3,000.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd do all that at once, but I would have started major reparations and rebuilding and, that sort of thing. It'd be my little pet project that I would do when I'm not adventuring and earning gold. I'd be back there hammering away.
So doing it with your own hands. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not hiring anybody. I'm going to do it myself. And well, honestly, he would prefer no help from anyone. So, this is like his solace. His new temple is going to be this potato farm.
Now, without any, major expenses, you're able to afford the potatoes that you basically just cut up. In order to plant potatoes, there is no potato seed. It is a potato.
Yep.
You basically find the eye on the potato and cut it so that all the eyes are in different chunks, and then plant those yourself.
Correct. And they can be old and ratty too. It doesn't matter. You can do a lot with a crappy old potato. So I would have already begun cultivating them in that form. And I don't know what time of year it is or how the seasons work in this world, but I would make every effort to plant when you should plant and harvest when you should harvest.
That's a good question. When do you plant potatoes, Internet?
I have no idea.
Spring.
Spring? Okay.
So you'd be a little late as it is getting on into summer, but that doesn't mean you couldn't not kind of play catch up and get a decent haul, maybe smaller than they would be, but still something to kind of power you into next year and then next year and then next year.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely, even if it was a slightly late start, I would still get them in the ground. And construction of stuff and, the farmhouse and all that takes a back seat to just making sure there's a crop in there and, going. I also would have made some sort of rudimentary, or at least begun on it, depends on how much time you're going to give me, but I would have started on an irrigation system from the river back over to where I would be doing the planting.
Some of that was already constructed in the past. There was a very, very rusted and mudded out system to raise a plank and get water to flow out to the two miniature fields that existed here. One, of course, inhabited by the scarecrow, which since got up, ran away, and then you buried the head.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we did. I would just, get that in good shape, make sure it's working, get potatoes where it makes sense, with plans to expand that later with more, more patches, that sort of stuff. But start with what I got.
As you dig out the trench, remove the mud and gunk that has grown in there over the years, and start to pick up the spare planks that have been discarded by weather, grab the shingles that are now part of the non-existent roof and pile them all together into a burn pile, get everything ready. You do hear a coming from underground.
I would immediately know what that is and put some things down, walk over there, dig out just enough to talk to the head and say, what do you need?
I just wanted to help.
Well, you are head. Head can do very little in my potato farm.
The Minotaur head's teeth are just above the ground, and they kind of chatter and crunch on the actual earth in there. But since it is coming from a magical means, from inside the skull, the voice in Minotaur is no less clear.
I wanted to help.
In what way can you help?
I could scare the crows.
Well, perhaps you're onto something. What if I were to fashion stick or pole and put your head on top of pole, put you in middle of field, and then you can scare off crows or any other encroachers on my potato field?
I like that. Preferred to my current hole.
Okay, and I won't, no impaling on stick. I'll tie you up on stick.
Oh, thank you.
Then I will quickly put a plan in place where I can do such a thing. And if I can fashion it quickly, I'll leave the hole open, the ground open there while I do it, and then tie him to the top of a pole in the middle of one of my fields, or between them.
Let's do a...
I know what I'm drawing this month. Go ahead. Let's do what?
Nature would be okay, but I think we can just do a wisdom check to kind of craft this.
All right. Wisdom check incoming. A natural 20 for a total of 22. Now I have a 20. Jeez Louise.
So you grab a couple of planks, and they happen to be the perfect planks, and they go together perfectly. And you go over and you perfectly place them in the ground. And just at that moment, you see, blowing in the wind, comes an old discarded jacket. By chance? By grace of Palor? And you swing it around the cross that you've made of the sticks here, and place ever so gently, sliding in that kind of spine neck hole right on top the Minotaur skull.
Nice.
Well, hey, this is great.
Do you require anything? I don't know. It's, water on face or the sun or, you need blanket at night. I'm not used to having severed head do work for me, so you have to say.
I don't see I'm in a position to make such requests, but if you see in time that I would like a body, I would serve you.
Okay, well, first we see how you do as scary head, then we move on to scary body. We'll see how it goes.
Give me rock.
Oh, you want a rock?
I put it in my mouth. I'll throw it at the crow.
I will see no harm in this and insert a rock gingerly into his mouth. Up there.
Thank you. I will destroy the rock when it was time to try.
Okay, if things get bad, you yell real loud for me. If I am around, I will hear it. Main thing is keep eye on potato. No, nobody takes potato. Nobody touches any of this. This is sacred ground.
No worry.
Okay. I will leave him there to be my sentry and get back to working on the old farm.
Meanwhile, Grinkeeper, you've spent the past 48 hours at school. Things are ramping up. The summer is coming to a close. The bronze ball is right around the corner, and all the gals are abuzz. It has been released that the bronze ball will be run by the students at the finishing school of Lorraine. They will be using this as an opportunity to showcase their abilities in homemaking, in politeness, in punctualness. As Lady Vestal has revealed, the dirty adventurers aren't going to know any different. But you will be graded harshly. Now, you have, of course, your dummy that you have crafted and painted with Margaret Dupayton, your roommate, and it has served you well. However, for the upcoming Bronze Ball meetings, you will have to be in attendance yourself, live and well.
Okay.
Today, you make your way to the tents outside that have been erected, as the students have filed in order to pick their various classes for the upcoming semester. I'm going to post a little image for you here. There are some required classes of you. You must take, pardon my spelling if there's any errors in here, Etiquette Masterclass number 1, as well as afternoon and high tea programs, politeness and presence, as well as the history of Lorraine School, finishing school. But you have several classes you can select based on what you are looking for out of the school, as well as what job you're going to be performing for the family coming up, for the Blackwoods. You have Concierge Excellence Professional Program, Confidence Certification, Homeownership and Housekeeping, Flowers, Wine, and Champagne, Luxury Markets, Ceremony Certification, Dining Etiquette, Poison Polish, Refining Taste, Caviar, and Delicacies, Grooming and the Senses, Social Skills and Letter Writing, employee and servant management, and ring by spring, courtship and marriage.
Oh dear.
You have filed into the tent. You are surrounded by all the other gals taking these classes for the year who are going to be staying here at the school as fall goes into as the summer goes into fall for the first semester. Nearby, you can see Melva McDonald, Belle Roshenshire, Hetty McIntyre, Virgie Danyon, Etha Arnes, Ella Lee, Christina Nangle. All these names are extremely well known to you. And Susan Horgan is right behind you, complaining about the state of the horse barns this year and how the stallions and various mares don't seem to be up to par as she's used to.
And what are you used to?
Well, I am used to only the finest horses to ride, and Atimer does not have a decent stock at all. I'm sure the school has done everything in its power to put together a decent horseback riding program, but I think I'll be going with tennis this year.
But don't you think it would be to your benefit? Because if you learn on the harder horses, then the better ones would be easier.
And she walks away in a bit of a huff. Margaret DuPayton speaks up, your roommate. Which ones are you going to be taking this year, Grinkeeper? I'm sorry, Evelyn.
Oh, yeah. I know. I haven't really put much thought into it. What about you?
Well, for my family, I think I do need to take dining etiquette. It's a soft spot, an error in my father often brings up, and I think my letter writing's pretty good, but I'm concerned about confidence certification. Should probably look into that, and I'm getting pressured by my grandpa to be married by the time I leave the school, so maybe as much as I might not want to, the ring by spring might be correct for me.
We're all getting that pressure. Well, I was thinking the home ownership and housekeeping. Probably the employee and servant management. And you know what? Let's do it. Let's do ring by spring and see what that's about.
Oh, so you're looking to get married too before you leave the school?
Maybe.
I believe there's several events they run in the downtown Atimer area to help us meet prospective businessmen and tradesmen who move through Atimer yearly.
We'll just see what it's about.
All the girls are milling about, and the lines kind of feed into these tables where everybody's signing up for their classes. As you approach one of the tables in this fine tent where snacks and tea and beautiful everything is being served, do you select the 3 classes you already mentioned? Homeownership, housekeeping, employee servant management, and ring by spring?
Yes.
All right, and then you have, and the lady behind the desk, and you have one more elective for your health and athletics.
Well,
Tennis, golf, sailing, horseback riding, or Merlin falconry.
much as I would love falconry, horseback riding. I need some lessons in horseback riding.
She notes it down. And all the lines feed into the tables, and everyone begins to make their way with their full courses picked out over to another nearby sitting place. And this is in that garden where you had that lovely lunch with Lady Vestal so long ago. Lady Vestal approaches a podium, this large stage made out to be, by the looks of it, a near constant wedding venue. But today it's servicing the introductions and orientations to the school. Lady Vestal walks up on the front of the stage and addresses the crowd. Welcome, ladies all, to the Loran Ilfalkir Finishing School. We will begin in 2 weeks' time. You all are to settle here and prepare yourselves for your classes. Of course, next week is the bronze ball that we'll be helping out with. All ladies are expected to help out based on their chosen futures and professions. There are roles needed in the kitchens, the servants, as well as, of course, managing, and those of you who have completed your dance certifications may join the adventurers as part of the floor dance party. Before we end today, we will hear, of course, from our headmaster, Blanche Duffy. And she motions sideways, and this little, tottering, frail elven woman comes out in a little power suit. And she walks up onto the podium. Completely unintelligible, ununderstandable. But everyone at the end of her speech stands up and gives a nice little soft clap. Screw. And she walks off stage.
Scoo.
Meanwhile, Ko, you've taken 2 days at home. Your family, your daughter has been delighted to have you in the house. The nanny has been excused for a time, and this will be the first big period of time you've had since returning from Snake Island, as well as basically as you've begun your employment at the guild.
I would have, under the guise of got it during, a day's trading and stuff like that, given her one of the bulette teeth as a gift, and just said, this is from a vicious creature called a bulette that digs under the ground and burrows its way and tries to bite its prey from beneath.
Is this the one that came from the town attack?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. They didn't say when they gave it to me, but it was a special gift to me, and I want it to be a special gift for you.
Who gave it to you?
Oh, just one of the merchants there. They always have little treats and things like that, and I'm always keeping my eye open for something for you.
Do you think you could ever bring me a real dragon's tooth?
Those are pretty rare and expensive, but if I ever get the chance, I'll get you a dragon's tooth.
My friend Studer says that a Wavian tooth is just as good as a dragon tooth.
Well, the thing is, wyverns are kind of neat, but they're not dragons. You need a good dragon, like 4 legs and wings, to really be a solid dragon. If it's just 2 legs and arm wings, it's still neat, but it's not quite as good.
I've also heard they have stingers instead of breath attacks.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird.
During this time, do you spend any time with your wife, laid up in bed as she is?
I do. Ko goes to bed in that room every night, so usually there is talk. He's still a little freaked out from what happened when he contacted her telepathically, so I don't know if he would have tried that again. But he uses his time with his wife to kind of have an honest talk about what he's doing. And so privately to her, she tends to get the true story of, today we fought this creature, and, this is who I was with, and this is what we were doing.
That temptation's still there, though. That you could go back in at any time you wanted. That you could speak with her. But what you experienced last time was rather frightening. Have you shared this with any of the other Delvers or with the guild?
No. I haven't told anybody.
As you start to settle in to the evening of your second day off, there's a knock on your door.
I can go and answer it.
As you look through the hole on your door, there outside of the market area, you see standing outside one Chuck Abnaz, Nasty, the head of the Cloven Brotherhood, a satyr. And he looks rather proud of himself with his goatee and he's waving his pipes. No, not smoking pipe, like actual playing pipes there near the hole, giving a little wave.
Open the door and do that move where you kind of inch your way around the door and close it behind you so that you are now standing outside rather than inviting anyone in.
Oh, Soft Hoof, you're not going to let me in? But we're old friends after all.
Hey, Chuck, Nasty. Look, man, I don't know what you want. We were supposed to go our separate ways. Why you can't be turning up at my home?
Oh, but you owe me. You owe me for the expenses I incurred when you disappeared for a time and I took care of your lovely family.
You know, I don't think I do, Nasty, because, you know, I was just the document forger on that job, and I didn't even take up that big of a cut, and I was set, and you all should be set, and that was the whole deal, is that we would all be set. If you need money, you know, sell that forgery kit you got me. I don't do that anymore. Don't drop that and say I owe you for it or anything.
No, I think you're capable of much more than that forgery now. Listen here, Skippy. I have a job in mind, and I need you. The family needs you. You have a very particular set of skills of which you have honed since we last worked together. I know much about what you do at that guild. You think I don't have eyes there? You think a bunch of rogues don't work a little on the side?
Look, it's just something I'm doing for fun. What is it you want me to do?
May I come in?
I'd really rather you didn't.
Well, then we'll have a talk in front of all my friends here. And he gives a snap, and you see several satyrs walk out from their hiding spaces around the alley here. We'll have a group meeting then. I thought we could be one-on-one, but a group meeting sounds healthy now.
Okay, look. Send these other ones away. You and I can talk. I'm not guaranteeing I'm gonna take any jobs. Honestly, I could probably use the money, but that's it. I'm just gonna listen, I'm just gonna hear the job, and I reserve the right to say no.
Of course, of course, of course. Messy beard, Scruffleback, wait out here for me. And he heads in. It's good to be back. And he gives a little spin in your humble estate. And he plops down in your favorite chair and gives a little clap to himself. Well, let's discuss business then, shall we? I have a financier. And I have a big job in mind. Tell me, are you familiar at all with the Withers estate?
A little. I mean, I think we've all heard all roads lead to Withers, something like that.
Yeah, every coin rolls through Withers' pockets. We're all aware. Did you also know he has one of the finest jade collections in the entire kingdom?
can't say that I did, no.
Well, the man is a magnet for such stones. Always had a soft spot for various artifacts. It seems, and my financier has confirmed this, that the recent bulette attack opened up an entrance. An entrance that is perhaps slightly guarded. We're looking to perform a bit of a... well, to alleviate Withers of some of his belongings, if you will.
And what part do you want me to play? Do you need a document forged in case you get caught? What are you looking for?
No, we're looking to make use of some of your special skills, Co.
What skills are those?
Come now. This is growing a bit tiresome, Co. I have heard all about your little adventures. I have even had the pleasure of reading some of the reports. Psychic, huh?
It's a latent psychic thing. It's not as big as it sounds. It's just it's a little thing.
You are part of a brand new class of hero, Co. I need a coordinator. I need a way to speak with my men on the inside. To execute this maneuver. Sending stones won't work, Co. They only work once per day, a single message at that. If you can coordinate my little job here, never bother you again. That 750 gold you owe me, gone. You'll be paid handsomely for this as well.
How handsomely are we talking?
Depends on the haul. But, as we expect the finest jade collection to be up for grabs, we're looking in the realms of 10,000? 20,000 gold pieces?
And all you need is a coordinator. Someone sending messages back and forth. Just that?
Someone on the inside letting me know what's going on. As I work the maps. As I work the mastermind role, of course. I already have Shrugs signed up as well. The world-class thief? You're familiar with Shrugs, of course.
Yeah, I know Shrugs. Yeah.
Yeah. And you remember Allspice, the centaur? An excellent driver for our escape.
I remember he had a certain air about him, yes.
Yes, and a certain stench about him as well, but we'll leave it at that.
Yes. Is this really it? I mean, last time the deal was you weren't going to be coming around asking me for stuff, and now you're asking me for stuff, and this will be it. We're even, and I get my cut.
We'll be even. Unless, of course, you unlock some other future ability I can make perfect use of. When I let you go, I didn't realize what I was losing at the time, Co.
Okay, I'll do it.
Excellent. My financer goes by the name Sussy Sack. I don't know its meaning. But they have mentioned they want to make sure we're well prepared for anything inside the Withers Mansion. Do you happen to know anyone we could hire for muscle? We also, judging by Withers' proclivity towards protection, we also need to hire a healer.
I mean, I have a feeling that with the knowledge you seem to have about me, you've already know that I do. I know some people that might be able to help. I don't know if they're going to be willing. This is a big ask.
We'd love to get them involved.
I'll see what I can do.
That's all I'm asking. See what you can do. Well, I've got many other contacts to make before we make our big move. I'll let you know what night we're going to be having at this, but we'll be moving fast as we don't want Withers to repair his new doorway. Goodbye, Co.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Chuck. It was good to see you again.
Always a pleasure, Skippy. Always a pleasure. And he heads out.
And Ko will return to the bedroom where he put the forgery kit that was a gift away. And he'll sit there and he'll take it out, and using the paper and inks and tools within it, he will make up what looks like a guild job card. And call it the Jade Job. And then just sort of pocket it.
Make an insight check. Or investigation.
Insight was a 19. We can just go with that. Or unless you want an investigation.
While you're writing out the details here, making this forgery, your mind circles back to that name you heard. Susak? You write it out in front of you. And it's paper thin to you with a 19. Backwards, the S-U-I-S-S-A-C spells Cassius.
Oh, shit.
Oh, friggin' Cassius.
Farming takes place. Grinkeeper signs up for classes and attends a lovely but extremely boring luncheon. And you find yourself, now 2 days have passed, at the guild. The next morning after these more particular events, you all show up at your usual 8 o'clock. Well, it's the usual 8 o'clock for Splendor Belt when he always shows up. It's the usual 7:30 when Ko shows up. And Grinkeeper naturally runs late around 9 o'clock. You all pile into the guild. You've all had your various breakfasts. You're sitting around the table right now as the jobs are being taken off the board. Splendor Belt, Co., you await the arrival of Grinkeeper at the moment.
Okay.
Hey, Splendor Belt. How's potatoes?
Oh, you look at this, and I hold up my hands, and I got dirt under my fingernails, and I go, this is the sign of a great potato farm being made by the sweat of my brow and the commitment of my heart for the great potato harvest to come. Look at him! And I hold him like in his face.
Did you dig up the Minotaur skull then?
Yeah, he's currently holding visage over all of the planted potatoes. He has agreed to be scarecrow type thing once again.
Probably good. He seemed nice.
Yeah, it's good for now. We'll see how he does. If he does well enough, you never know. He could we get him a real body and change his life. But for now, potato watch.
How does it work with a real body? How do you attach a body to? If you stick it on something, does it just animate?
Is magic I am not familiar with, but whatever gives him hope. While he hangs out and protects Potato with his life. Where is Grinkeeper? What's? I thought she would be here.
Late as usual. What do you think
The door-
she does? Oh, never
The
mind.
door swings open, and
Whoa.
a panting Grinkeeper in full armor stands in the door.
I made it. We're good. How's it going, everybody?
No, wrong kind of door. Hey, yes. Oh, we were just saying words about you. You're okay?
Yes. Very bored. I am ready to go out
Really, I am ready to. I get hit pretty hard by worm creature. I'm not feeling great.
You went to bed, right?
I don't know. Did I?
Yeah.
Have you not slept the night?
I
since you
assume
left 2 days
I
ago?
did. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I wouldn't have done
I mean,
potatoes.
it is 8 hours of uninterrupted rest, so if you did not sleep well, you may not have recovered fully.
I'll say I did. I'll just be tired and sore. You know, I worked the farm for a ton of time there, and I'm sore. I'm not used to that kind of work. So,
Did you need a slap?
no. Actually, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I take it back.
Okay.
Okay, I'll
Here it
I'll
comes.
stick my head out, close my eyes, hold my hands behind my back, and brace for it.
Grinkeeper will just slap for 5 points of healing.
Sweet. It has no effect on me because I slept. But thank you, and yeah, it's hard work. One day it'll be all I do, but for now it's side business. So what are we doing now? What do we do?
Well, we gotta pick a job, right?
We gotta get a job.
Let's get
Is
to board.
Is Cassius working the desk?
He is. He's
Ooh.
at the main reception desk there, and Helenar Clearstone is working the supply desk today.
All right,
Awkward.
Ko will get up and go see Cassius.
You walk straight up to the desk. Ah, Ko. Delvers, a pleasure. What do I owe the absolute joy of your presence today?
It is good to see you, Cassius. We are quite pleased to be taking jobs again. I'm curious. We've been working very hard for you. And while he's talking, he's gonna slip the forged little note that says the Jade job and kind of just pass it non-discreetly across the desk to Cassius. And the whole time just talking. We've been doing pretty good. The Delvers have quite the reputation. Are we going to be promoted to silver anytime soon? Bigger paydays are always a top priority for us.
Of course, of course. And we look forward to your advancement towards Silver League. There is a test involved that does take place at the Academy, and your current power rankings might be a little shy of those results at the moment. I do apologize. I look forward to you gaining more experience as you go here at the Guild, of course, and will recommend you as soon as we are able.
Well, that is good to know. Like I said, we are always curious on if there are any special jobs that need to be done. You will let us know, of course.
Of course, and he looks down at the piece of paper you passed him. We have quite a special job in mind for you, actually. Might I speak to you in the lecture hall?
I'd like to speak to all of us.
Yes, it would be my pleasure.
I'll just give a wave to everybody to come on over.
I will lurch forward and head your direction.
Yeah. Grinkeeper jumps up, ready to join.
Cassius exits behind his desk, out through the side door, leading you all back, through the door that goes beyond the bar, back into that lecture hall where you originally had your all-bronze meeting so long ago. And motions towards the seats in front, and he even grabs a chair, giving it a kind of twist as he does, and sitting in it backwards facing you, he crosses his hands over the top and places them below his chin. Ko, you are a smart one, and I enjoy having you work here. It seems my ruse was paper thin, as intended. I'm glad you've caught on.
Well, it's it's a odd name and very clear when looked at backwards.
Yes, well, thieves tend to not question where the money comes from. This is, of course, off the record. There is no job. There is no, and he pulls out the piece of paper, Jade job, as you've written here. This is all to be done directly through the Cloven Brotherhood that I have employed for this little adventure.
just to be fully clear, I wasn't exactly sure when you were wanting to do this. These two currently know nothing about it.
Is that so? Oh, Grinkeeper and Splendorpelt, looks like you're about to have a good time.
I always have a good time.
I'm aware. I've seen the reports.
Yeah,
Well-
I'm mostly just here to watch, so no one accuses me of party time USA.
Where now?
It stands for unusual serpent anus. It's a scary thing I fought in a cave once.
Of course, Snake Island is full of adventures.
Yeah.
Then, to the quick of it, shall I? The Bronze Ball approaches Delvers, and our main financier for the year is one Alexander Vanderbuck Withers. I've seen your report from Skull Keep, and over the years, Withers has continued to expose himself as someone who might be financing our adventures for his own gain. He is a collector of artifacts. In his estate, he has a rather extensive museum that he privately owns. Of course, well known as his jade collection. But we expect that there are many other such things inside. As this is off guild records, for the good of everyone involved, I would like you to join up with the Cloven Brotherhood and investigate the Withers estate. See what's inside, report back. See why it is that he recaptured Skullkeep now. Is this something you can do for me?
Sure.
Splendorpelt?
I assume there is, as usual, there is payment.
Of course.
Then
A
the-
rather hefty amount of payment if you all go through with the Cloven Brotherhood job, though there might be some honor amongst thieves that might get in the way of that payment, so I will be happy, of course, to pay you out of my own pocket, should you return with any evidence.
Then yes, it's fine. We get paid. I am in.
Very good. Well then, let's review, shall we, and prepare. This will be a job featuring Ko's former life. We're putting him at risk here. And in order to avoid placing the guild under any additional scrutiny, as well as from the higher-ups here in the guild process, I would like you all to pick a alias for yourselves. Please do not, of course, wear your badges, and do what you can to obscure your normal appearance. Grinkeeper, you seem concerned.
What if we're out of ideas? What if we already have an alias and we just... I'll think on it. It's gotta be something.
I understand your current position. An alias on top of an alias might have gotten a little confusing for you.
Ko does the slow head turn at Grinkeeper.
Peter's totally oblivious. She's really trying to think hard about who she's gonna be for this.
Thieves love masks, head wraps, silly hats, all sorts of things. Perhaps Ko could help you come up with something. He is well familiar with the satyr versions of these thieves, and they have some most interesting names. Ko, I believe from my distant and letter-filled conversations with one Chuck Nasty, you go by the name of Flatfoot Skippy.
Grinkeeper laughs out loud. Flatfoot Skippy?
I go, what is this fake name?
It wasn't one I picked out myself.
No, who would do that?
be happy to help you pick something a little bit better than that.
Very good. Very good. I look forward to it. Splendor Belt, we are all so proud of you at the Guild. There's no one you can be better than Splendor Belt himself. If there's anything we can supply you with that might allow you to remain undercover for your aid in this endeavor, we'd be happy to help out.
Could use some sort of. I am not one for costumes, so if you have something I can put on and look less conspicuous, then that is would be good. I don't have any of these.
I think he might be implying that perhaps running around with maces that literally have your face on it might draw a bit of attention.
I
I've got
agree.
it, guys. Tiny masks.
It's a terrible idea. What I'm
For his
saying,
maces.
I have
Don't
refused.
match our matching masks.
I don't
We're
want
doing
to.
matching masks.
I don't want to wear. I am wearing maces. Those don't leave, so it has to be something that covers it up, and it does not
Gotta
good
cover the
mask.
face.
I thought you were suggesting that we put little masks on the.
This
Mace
is also what I
Yes!
thought she was saying.
Oh,
We had whatever it is. I am not leaving mace here. It is going with me. Both, one in each hand. So if you're trying to hide me, then put me in muumuu or something. Cover me up because I'm not leaving mace at home.
We will finance you to head over to Nim's Threads and get yourself a cover for your many obvious implements. However, if I may make a suggestion, Splendor Belt, it may be best to take advantage of your other equipments and leave the massive holy symbol at home for this one.
Oh. Well. Okay, here's problem. I suppose I could carry with me my is staff okay if I carry staff? Is this problem?
The staff of the Python?
Yes. No one knows I have these.
Perhaps we can come up with a name that empowers such things, such as
We call it Pokey Stick Junior.
not the staff itself, Splendor, but I'm more thinking about your alias that we can create amongst
Oh.
thieves here.
Oh.
Perhaps a raging barbarian of sorts, empowered by a snake god, could be a backstory for you.
Yes.
Or,
Yes.
or you could leave the staff in snake form, and you could be the masked snake man.
Yes. I could have mask. Could be like Cobra. People refer to me as Cobra Commander. I do that.
Cobra Commander. This is excellent. Excellent. Cobra
Sweet.
Commander. All right, Grinkeeper.
Long jump, Jenny.
Long jump Jenny.
We're going with feet Skippy, right? No, I like the long jump.
Long jump, long jump, Jenny. Skippy, Jenny, and Cobra Commander at your service.
Excellent. Excellent. We will supply you each with a temporary pair of boots of elven kind. They are quite expensive, so make sure they're returned to the guild. These will help you out in your sneaking around the Withers estate, as we do not want you to be found. Now, of course, if things should come to a head and any sort of tension in there, I do invite you to leave your thief companions as the fallout. The Cloven Brotherhood are not kind. I do not work with them lightly. However, I do need them to inspect this Wizard's estate before the Bronze Wall happens.
We'll see about that one. That kind of seems dirty.
That is fair. I ask you to do as your alias might, Long Jump Jenny, not as what Grinkeeper would do.
No, she'd probably jump.
A lady after her own name. I look forward to your report from the Withers Estate. Any questions from me before we proceed and let you go?
Yeah, I have none.
How will you be contacting us to initiate this, if it is not through the guild?
This job will be taking place as soon as possible. In fact, tonight is what I'm eyeing for this particular job. As soon as I'm done with you here, I will contact Nasty and get things underway. You are all to meet in the financial district at 9:30. I will see that the lamps are turned out for your entrance into the room below the Withers Estate.
It sounds good to me. We will all work together to make sure we are properly disguised before tonight.
I appreciate each one of you, Delvers. It pains me to put you in this position. I have taken advantage of your ability to execute these actions before. I hope you know that all I wish to do is to counteract any evil that might be befalling this town before it happens. The guild works on the good graces and finances of its parent town. I fear waiting too long in this endeavor would cause the loss of unnecessary lives here in Atimer. I invite you to go shopping and purchase anything you might need for tomorrow's adventure, or tonight's adventure, as it were.
Thank you, Cassius. We
Yes.
appreciate it.
And he leaves, leaving you all in the lecture hall here.
Well, I guess we need to get everybody a disguise, although... Greenkeeper.
Yeah. Jenny. My name is Long Jump Jenny.
Long Jump Jenny. What exactly did he mean, an alias on top of an alias?
Well, we have our secret lives. You've got a secret life, clearly. Splendorbelt doesn't seem to have one, though.
He pretty much wears the potato on his sleeve. Sometimes, quite literally.
There might be a chance you'll find out pretty soon. Okay. I'll tell you guys, my last name might come as a shock if you know the wealthy people around town, but I'm the Blackwood daughter. Ta-da! Very, very big, rich family.
Being a noble in this town, is that a name I would be familiar with?
Yes, you would be familiar with the Black Walls, as well as some of the many other families that kind of make up the constant trade that goes on here. You're also familiar with the Berries, who are a financial supporter of the Blackwoods. Wait. Blackwoods, right?
Blackwood.
Wood?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, Blackwood.
Singular.
And you would know how this town, Atimer, continually attracts all the family's daughters to the very wealthy and very renowned finishing school there on the edge of town.
So, I mean, it's good you guys are finding out now, right? Because the Bronze Ball's coming up, and that one's gonna be fun. You probably would have found out anyway.
Really? You're related to the Blackwoods?
I'm their only daughter.
And they wanted you to go into adventuring?
No. Oh, no. My mom thinks I'm frail.
Ah. This is the alias, then.
Yes.
Well, it is good to know. And I'd like to apologize a bit for dragging you into this particular adventure, though. It seems it's going to serve dual purposes. It's going to take care of a little issue that I need to see dealt with, and it will also maybe give us a little insight into some of the suspicious things that we came across with the Withers estate.
Sounds good to me. He's a creep.
He seems to be the kind of person that, well, I won't exactly feel bad for what we're going to do. All right. Splendorbelt, what is your alias again?
It is Cobra Commander.
Oh, right.
Yes. Is to play up snake idea so when I have staff, people don't ask questions. You can just call, you can call me Cobra when we are in mixed company. It's fine. It's pretty cool too.
It is a cool name. All right. We need to get you all outfitted with something a little more unique. And as I didn't exactly expect to be doing this sort of thing, I also need to purchase some stuff. So, shall we get going?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's go get equipped.
Yep.
You'll head out, swing by the acquisitions desk, and are each supplied with a pair of black-green slippers. They kind of have a quilt-like pattern to them, and in fact look a little too, bedtime to be wearing outdoors. However, pulling and tugging on them a little bit there from Helenar Clearstone, they're made of sturdy stock, and in fact, whenever you put them on, you will now have advantage on your dexterity checks. You also make no sound on the surfaces you step on.
How do they work with hooves?
That is an excellent question. Oh, well, let me go get Carrie here, and she runs into the back. A couple seconds later, Carrie emerges. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you. So we gotta figure out how to put elven-kind boots on Co, huh?
Yes, it's going to be a banner day for all of us here.
All right. To the horseshoer?
Okay.
Well, nail those suckers to your feet.
Okay.
No, Eleanor, you can't go cutting up a perfectly good can of elven just to make some horseshoes. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Tell Cassius I did. It's fine. I'll do it. I cut it. It's fine. Carrie, Underworld, and Co. head out into the streets, heading towards the blacksmith to get some shoes nailed to his feet. Splendorbelt, Grinkeeper, you're left behind. And a door opens behind you, and in enters an elf, who looks a little bit like, perhaps, Brian Dunaway, and we'll end there for this week.
Oh my gosh. For a minute I panicked. I was like, wait, am I supposed to have him in the room? Like, am I supposed to do something? Oh no. Oh, that's great. That's a great little cliffhanger. Nice job. Well, there you go, everybody. You looking forward to that? Brian freaking Dunaway is going to guest with us next week. Holy crap. Put that in your cheese and melt it, all right? All right, that's going to happen next week here on There Will Be Dungeons. I need everyone to do me a favor, though. Next week, we're going to record our bonus show, and we need your questions. And that means that all y'all really have to do is actually just go to the site, because there's a form right there, and you can fill out that form and say, here are my questions, and we'll answer them together and put it out as a bonus show, first for our supporters, and then second for everybody else about a week later. So head on over there if you've got questions about this campaign, about anything to do with this or the first season, or anything at all. Please feel free. Therewillbedungeons.com is the place to do it. And I think that might be literally it. Yeah, that's it. What am I forgetting? Well, don't forget the support thing, guys. That means a lot to us. It keeps the lights on. And if the lights aren't on, well, then is there any D&D? If you can't hear it, did it even exist? Exactly. So go over there and support it. It's at therewillbedungeons.com, and you'll find everything you need there. It's going to do it for us, for me, for Kyle, for Kristen, for John, and for next week's guest, Brian Dunaway. We'll see you next time. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com. We did it!
Nice job, everybody.
Well done.
GG.